Now we're looking at integration using trig substitution, case 4, where we are dealing with the product of sines and cosines. How would you integrate something that is a product of sines and cosines? Now here you just have to remember something from the basics of compound angles. What cos A plus B is, and what cos A minus B is, and what sine. So I'll start with these two, for example, and then I'll show you the two formulae that we can expand from this. Well, we know that if I have cos A plus B, then I'm going to say this is equal to cos A cos B. Then if it was a plus, the cos sign changes, so it's now minus sine A sine B. And here it's equal to the same thing, cos A cos B again, but what changes is the sign, the A. The plus is now plus sine A sine B. Now using these two, I can develop something very nice here. Let's say this is my relationship number 1 and this is my relationship number 2. I can be able to develop, because I need 4 product to sum, and I'm going to develop 2 from these guys. What you're going to do is, let's say I say 1 plus 2, right? Let's say I say 1 plus 2. That is the expression or equation number 1 plus equation number 2. If I add the left-hand side, the left-hand side would be, I have cos A plus B, and I'm adding it to cos A minus B, right? Now what happens on the right-hand side? It would be equal to cos A cos B plus minus sine A sine B, which is these two, right? That's the cos A plus B. Then this whole thing, I add it to the bottom. Okay, so I add it to the bottom, which is just cos A cos B plus sine A sine B. Okay, so the plus is going to affect everything and the signs don't change. Now if I see something, cos A cos B is going to add another cos A cos B here, then I'm going to get it being equal to 2 cos A cos B. And then I have a negative sine A sine B plus sine A sine B. So these will cancel out each other because they have opposite signs. And that's what I'm going to remain with. So cos of A plus B plus cos of A, okay, plus cos of A minus B will give me this. And if I divide both sides by 2 to get rid, I'm going to get half. Remember, multiplying by half of cos A plus B plus cos of A minus B, and this should be equal to cos A cos B. So here I have already developed my first relationship, okay, that I'm going to use. If I have a product of cosines, I'm going to use that relationship. So to make the job easier for you, I'm going to try to do it from the relationships that are written at the top, so that we don't have to go through this whole process of rewriting. So here, if I just say, okay, if I say plus, you know that I'm going to say cos A plus cos B. Then I say minus this plus minus, because the like things add and the like things subtract. So I can look at the like things. So because I've added I'm going to have cos A plus, then if I add this, I'm going to get 2 cos A cos B. I know that, and then here these will cancel because they have opposite signs. One is negative, one is positive. If I add them together, the fact that they are equal in magnitude makes them cancel out. So, and then if I take 2 to the other side, it will be now half, and I'm going to remain with this cos A cos B on its own. And that's where cos A cos B came from, the new way to represent. Okay, let's do the other thing. Let's say I am not adding, but let's say that I am subtracting, okay? So I'm going to say minus. Well, it's again the same thing. The like things subtract, and the, oh my, I've just cancelled by mistake. So this is equal to cos A cos B plus, because it was a minus in here, the sign changes for cos. Sine A, sine B. So here, let's say I subtract expression 1 minus expression 2. I subtract the left-hand side, I get cos A plus B minus cos of A minus B is therefore equal to cos A cos B minus cos A cos B. It gets to 0. Then negative sine A sine B minus plus, it becomes minus. So minus sine A sine B again, it becomes minus 2 sine A sine B, right? And what I can do is I can divide by negative 2 both sides, and then I'll get negative half of cos of A plus B minus cos of A minus B, okay, will be equal to sine A sine B. That's how it is. And this is how you find the second one. So if you have a sine A sine B, you replace it with this that we've got, negative half of cos A plus B minus cos A minus B, okay? And be sure to be able to remember this by remembering just the trig identity, and you can be able to do. Now we need about 4, right? Here we've developed, we can call it A and B. We must get to C and D, and for that we now use the sign. So we'll be saying sine of A plus B, what is it equal to? This is equal to sine A cos B plus, if it's a plus for sine, it will be a plus also, the sign never changes, plus now it's cos A and sine is now B. Then sine of A minus B is equal to sine A cos B minus cos A sine B. If it's a minus, it becomes a minus again. Now if I say this first one plus the second one, remember we said the like things will also add, and they'll be on one side of the equal sign. So I have sine A plus B plus sine A minus B. So it's sine A plus B plus sine of A minus B, and this is equal to sine A cos B plus sine A cos B. You get 2 sine A cos B. Then cos A sine B plus minus, they subtract, they cancel out each other, and you remain with this. And then if you take 2 to the other side, you have half of sine A plus B plus sine A minus B being equal to sine A cos B. And then now you can check the last and final one is when you have a negative, when you subtract. So I have minus, minus, minus. Okay, so sine A, I now have at the left sine of A plus B minus sine of A minus B. And this will be equal to sine A cos B minus sine A cos B. It becomes 0. The cos A sine B minus minus is like saying plus. So it will be plus cos A sine B, we get 2 cos A sine B. And then we can divide by 2 both sides. We now have half of sine of A plus B minus sine of A minus B is equal to, this is the first small bracket, then the second, is equal to cos A is equal to cos A sine B. And you can be able to utilize them. Okay? That's it. And that's just how you get them. That's how you this is number 4, and our number 3 is this one. Okay? And that becomes the B, and the C, and this becomes the D. Then that's it. So we'll look at some examples in the videos to come of how you apply this.